speak your mind to solve your problems. Take that as it resonates, okay? Don't hold back. Be honest, set boundaries. Be honest and authentic, okay? Let's find out what the collective needs to know to here. Today we got the meaning. Alright, y'all take what resonates. If it resonates with you, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you want to donate to the channel, it's Cash App, $ANGELMOON6237. Let me look down this window. My allergies a little bit because I'm down here with a bunch of pines. So, I mean, I'm used to it because of Georgia, but y'all take what resonates, okay? Alright, what's collective need to know? What's collective need to hear? Tell me what collective needs to know. We're going to go to Stairway to Heaven. We're going to get the bottom two is the theme. The second two are the earthly realm. The next, on the third step, is the spiritual realm. And the top step is highest good. Okay? So let's take what resonates. Alright, don't force anything. If you got to force it, it's not right for you right now. It could be right for you at another time. Just take things as they resonate and use your discernment, okay? If you got to force anything, collective, it's not right if it's got to be forced, okay? By speaking your mind and being authentic and being open, there's no kind of misunderstanding or anything like that. You can do that using tact, okay? Alright, so tell me what collective needs to know, what collective needs to hear. It says, look at the world from a different perspective, okay? Shine a light on it. Alright, first two cards, tell me what collective needs to know about the theme of the reading. What is in the energy of the theme of the reading? We got some kind of collaborations, celebrating your success with those you care about, being open to friendships, being open to common ground, so on and so forth, okay? I'm sorry that I got to fix that. It's tilted over. I had it fixed, but now I had to move it. I apologize for that. I gotta fix it. It's gonna tilt again. I know it. Dang it. Hold on. Put a deck of cards under there. It'll stop it. Dang it. I was prepared. I was set up. Then I had to move it. That probably work better. Yeah, baby, that works better, see? Solve problem. Okay, some kind of sharing, celebrating, sharing of ideas, support, society, groups, experience, and growth, and community, okay? This is the theme of the reading. This is where it's starting out. That's the first step. All right, take what resonates. It says the Wheel of Fortune and a Strength card for the second step. You have strength in a new beginning. The cycle restarts. You don't know your own strength until you're tested. You're going through some type of transformation as far as the perspective of the world and how you relate to others. You've been hermit for a long time, and it's kind of difficult to just open up and be, you know, you have to, you know, adapt to your surroundings and stuff, okay? But give yourself an opportunity. Don't just be, you know, like, well, that's not, just don't run away and just be open and say, okay, look, I haven't been around people in a while or something like that, you know. I'm willing to communicate if you're willing to communicate, okay? And don't doubt your self-worth as far as to be able to speak up in a tactful way and get your communication across correctly, okay? That's the theme of it. It'll open up doors. We got a Cancer. We got a, this is 4. This is Taurus, Leo, air signs. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter, fire. Something about a change in luck if you can change your perspective. That's what the theme of the reading is, okay? And you don't know your own strength until you're tested, okay? But luck is coming into your life for using that strength. It says you have the strength in new beginnings. The cycle restarts, and the strength card come out with it to let you know that you're stronger than you think, okay? All right, the next two cards are the earthly plane. What the second step would be in this process, okay? We got some kind of overcoming challenges. Sometimes the victory is not worth the price. Letting something go and having a fresh new start and fresh new perspective. You put something behind you, cut something out to start this new beginning. Now you need to give yourself a chance to get this new beginning, okay? And don't let the past be the influence in the new start, okay? All right, the next step would be the spiritual plane. We got 5 and 6 on the spiritual plane. It says recovery. That's what the next step would be after you put back, you cutting away past, like resolving the problems that happened in the past, learning the lessons, how you didn't speak up and things like that, and being open-minded to another's perspective. That's the main thing, okay? It's gonna be to your advantage because you're gaining recovery. You're elevating, okay? You're taking the steps to elevate. You're understanding that you have to have some kind of new perspective and let go of the traumas of the past and trust. You just have to trust, okay? Trust yourself, trust your own abilities, because it's like you're stepping out into a new world or something, okay? And you have to quit holding on, even speaking about the past, like what's happened to you through it and all of that. You need to gain the lesson from it and let all of the thoughts and the images and the overthinking and all of that go, okay? And it's giving you a new perspective, how you see others and how you deal with others and how they've had trauma and so on and so forth, okay? But it's giving you some kind of new perspective, and it's going to give you an advantage. It's a brand new rebirth, y'all. This whole thing is about letting go of the past completely, cutting it out, clipping that cord, just letting it go, okay? Tell me what the 6th step is here. It says forced gaiety. Even if you got to force yourself to smile, I'm telling you, collective. Listen, I've told y'all this before, and we've been here before, okay? Doubt may be around you. When you force yourself to smile, tell yourself silly jokes, things like that, it triggers endorphins in your body. It makes your body think that it's happy. Do you understand? When you force a smile and say, okay, I'm just going to smile through it. Okay. It'll force a giggle even. It'll turn your frown upside down and it'll turn your life back around. Okay? You've dealt with it all. You made it through. You're still alive. You walked away and you're still alive. Just be grateful to God that He's protected you. And see the world in a different perspective, because you're not in that no more. You freed yourself from that loop and that same cycle. Okay, give yourself a chance. Okay? And remember who you are, because you're not that person that they were trying to make everybody perceive you as. So everybody in your new place or whatever, they don't see you that way. You understand? You got to let that shit go and open up to a new perspective of the world. Your role in it. Okay? It's going to give you more confidence to step into your leadership, to be the example that you want the world to see. If that makes sense. Okay? That's the spiritual realm. Recovery, rebirth, you're discovering who you are in a spiritual realm. This is the spiritual plane. This is the earthly plane, what's going on. You overcome some kind of adversity, jealousy, envy. You overcome that, even if it was your own, if you were carrying it. You let go, okay? Because you have a fresh, new perspective. There's a rebirth here. A rebirth of your soul, okay? You don't have to... Everything don't have to be done right now. You can take a time to rest. because you've done all you can, okay? And your soul's asking for you to let it rest. I'm telling you. Because you've been running with that sword. I'm telling you, your soul's saying, just take time to rest, okay? Now, if you're able to do these things, the outcome is the highest good. What's going to come out from the highest good, okay? 7 and 8. It says, fearless, ambitious, competitive, logical, scientific, skillful, brave, and clever. You are strong, energetic, and ready to take on the world now because you changed your perspective spiritually. You see in people through spiritual eyes instead of the flesh that's standing before you. Okay? You can hear the cries even and the child even when people are explaining things and stuff like that. You're seeing things from a whole different perspective, y'all. I'm telling you. It's a understanding that it will draw togetherness because it's through healing. Okay? And what's the outcome? What's the last card for the outcome? Let's see what the bookends are and how it all comes together. 2 of them for the outcome. It says, feel your grief, but know that things will get better. It says, don't live in disillusionment. Your eyes are clear, y'all. I'm telling you, you're coming uncloaked. This is 3 of them. You're understanding what's going on. You're looking at your grief. It's like a death of the old you. Like you tried your hardest, man. You set a good example. You were just in the wrong area. Like you were in the wrong... It wasn't being reciprocated. Just like when Jesus went back to his hometown. They all kept wanting him to perform miracles. And he was like, man, I'm trying to rest spiritually because I've been on a journey. And they was like, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. And he was like, oh, of all people, I thought y'all would understand. You know what I'm saying? He did. He told them that. But look, gaining your refocus on what's truly important, gaining that refocus on what's truly important is going to bring your prosperity and your wishes coming true. You're gaining back your power. You're calling back your power through God. Okay, what the true meaning is. You're being uncloaked. I'm telling you, you're going to be seen for this gift. 4 and 4. You just need to trust in the power of God. Bottom of the deck says you're being uncloaked. It says, reach out for help you need when you need it. Cooperation, teamwork. You're gaining the... through charm and enthusiasm of this new beginning that you know is possible, you've gained a compromise. You're willing to compromise through patience and things, okay? Because you understand other people's perspective on, like, I want to say actions speak louder than words, okay? Somebody has intention, but they also have to adjust too, and you have to adjust and things like that. Don't let it make you fear and run away or whatever. Deal with it and go with the flow. Don't put no pressure or no force or nothing on it, okay? Just force a smile. Be extraordinary, okay? I'm telling you, now's a good time to do what you want to do. Be generous, have courage, understanding, and that, okay? You're allowing your soul to rest. Your body may be still going. Your body may still be going. But you're allowing your spirit to rest, as in that you're protected. You don't need to keep your spirit head on a swivel because you know what's going on because you trust God, okay? And you're gaining a perspective and a balance in that. You're not going to let something just trigger you and cause everything to just come unbalanced, okay? You've gained a perspective of calm, patience with yourself, patience with others, adaptability, those types of things. And it's drawing in a new perspective for you to become that leader, Okay. What's not for you? There you go. All right. Anyway, it says that you're becoming discovered. Somebody's about to discover you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, they've been watching you on some type of social media. It's a fan. They're about to discover you. Don't give up. Deal with the things as they come and keep moving ahead. You're on the right path. Okay? You see the attacks and the bullshit and that kind of stuff, that's telling you for sure that you're on the right path. Okay? When they start like making stupid comments and shit like that, you're elevating. You're heading into the new direction. You just got to give yourself that opportunity. Quit thinking, believing what they tried to act like. Okay? People have their perspective of things because they don't have an understanding. Take your time, be patient, and allow them to see. Allow them to see. Okay? Just be patient. You don't force nothing on anybody. Nothing. Okay? Because it'll cause strife. You don't force nothing on anybody. Take your time, be patient. If things are a little confusing, 144, y'all. If things feel a little confusing to you, just put it in God's hands and say, I trust God, and allow it to just flow, okay? Don't freak out and be all like panic or nothing like that, because you've learned a lesson from all that. That doesn't do you any good. You've learned a lesson from the panic and the fight or flight and all that. You got to analyze the situation real quick and be like, okay, I can adapt to this. And I mean, that's what the cards are saying. It's going to bring you luck. Even if you have to put on a that'll bring you more confidence. Okay? Find the joy. Listen to music. Listen to watch something funny. Whatever it is that's going to cause you to change that overthinking about a situation. And just live for the right here and now. Be golden in the moment. If you can't do nothing else, go outside and listen to the bird. Watch the butterfly. It's spring, y'all. It's a brand new born. It's a whole new. This is a brand new year right now. This is the beginning of the brand new year. Okay? Everything's being born. All that dark gloomy's behind you. All that cold and dark and gloomy is behind you. You got a fresh, new page. You don't have to look back anymore. You can erase all those labels that were put on you that aren't you. Go out and be who you are in God. Okay? Okay, tell me the outcome of the reading. The bookends are keep joy, don't give up, you're on the right path, and trust in God. Just trust God. It's not hard, I'm telling you. Because when you've been through it as many times, God was always there. It gets easier and easier just to go, okay, I know you're doing this. I know what's going on. Okay? It's about you and the path. Okay? Because it's not always... Sometimes you may feel attacked, but it's not you being attacked. These people are having a battle within themselves. And you bring out the light and shine it on them. So you need to keep a smile and keep shining and let them deal with it. You don't always have to fix. You just shine a light on it. Let them fix it themselves. Okay? You don't even have to say anything. You're just that light that shines it, and they see it in your eyes or see it in the mirror or whatever, and they feel like they need to defend themselves. Y'all understand that? You've been there probably, and you haven't said anything. You haven't done anything. You just being in flow. It's just your spirit that comes with you It's truth, the truth spirit, the Jesus. Sometimes people can't handle seeing that truth by just being in your presence. Okay? It's like you're a hierarchy in that spiritual world, and even the follower, the collective, or whatever, you are part of the crew, but you have that light that's so shining. It's shining. And all you just need to do, just like Jesus, just keep walking. They'll just try to grab to your hem. You say, you with all that faith, you want to walk with me? You can ask him that and that, right? But he just knew that they would be trying to be healed and that and that, he just knew. And you need to accept that too. It's part of your life. It's always been part of your life. The moths want to come where the light is because they've been in the dark for a long, long time. But they got wings. They're ready to fly. I don't know what you're saying, Jim. You just had a birthday. 51. Your girlfriend left you. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Thank you, Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, Emmanuel. All right, here we go. The outcome. It says stay, enjoy, working, doing your path, what you're doing for God. Stay, enjoy. It's going to be lucrative. From 9 to 10, it's being prepared for divine. This is a spiritual inheritance. It's going to bring in all your wishes. Like it's time for the Akashic records to be open for you. But it says, look, remember something. There's going to be some type of memories triggered here. Look, it's going to come rushing in. It says, look, you got a decision. You got some kind of decision. It could, this news could make you or break you because it could cause you to go into like negative thoughts. Okay, when you hear this news, because it's from the past, it's trauma, you broke away from the past. You may hear these negative, you may go into these negative thoughts. You need to conquer that. Okay, because you already understand. Okay, these people that have hurt you, you know who they are. You know exactly who they are. And you know that the news you're going to probably hear is going to be painful. But you already need to be prepared for that because it's also going to be a joyful, painful, bittersweet, but it's going to be for the highest good. And know that part. Know that part. What the fuck ever is going on, you've done your job, and now it's going to be for the highest good. You just need to know that because it's going to be painful. It's going to be, but you've already been healing and recovering from something that you don't know about in the physical world. It's like you've prepared yourself to already be healed in patience and that, and it's taught you because you sat there and stayed in a loop of doubt and wonder and what the fuck and that and still trying to figure out the answer and that and that. It wasn't for you to figure out the answer. It's for you to see what was happening to you and to deal with it before you found out like the major thing. Okay, because you're gonna find out a major thing. You need to already be prepared to know that you're gonna find out a major thing. Like, it's gonna come suddenly, but it's gonna rush in fast. Okay, you need to already prepare yourself emotionally. You've grown and went a long ways. You've come a long ways, collective. So you can handle this. Okay? Don't doubt yourself and don't doubt God. You can handle it. Alright, tell me what collector needs to know right here before I get the letters out. It says setbacks. It says look, wanting rewards without work. Danger. Why does it say that? Why does it say danger? Just what you need to know. A danger of letting doubt overcome you. Okay? It says take a methodical approach and you'll achieve your dreams with the Knight of Pentacles. Don't let doubt overcome you. I promise you. It says holding on too tight can stop you from moving forward. That confirmation. Nine of Pentacles in reverse, Knight of Pentacles in the upright. Covering up, covering up. Don't do that. Don't let doubt stop you. I'm trying to tell you. Because you're going to overcome something. Because you've already prepared to overcome it. It's hard to explain. You're extraordinary. You know things in spirit. You just don't know, like, the timing. Like, you don't know when that's going to take place. But you know that you need to be prepared that that may take place, okay? That something like that may take place, and you need to be prepared emotionally and stand your ground, okay? But something's about to be revealed. You can make your own imagination real. It says skill, adaptation, originality, and self-confidence. It says stand your ground, I'm telling you. It says control by determination. Stay determined. Your wishes are coming true. It says growth. Growth always means leaving something behind. That's where you got to let go of that attachment to something that didn't care about you at all. You are still trying to. You were putting all your energy into something that didn't want it, that didn't want to change. Okay, I can tell you this. I'll say it like this, and you'll understand it just so completely, okay? I can't walk your path with Jesus. No matter what I ever will try to do, I cannot walk your path with Jesus. You can't walk someone else's path with Jesus, even though you try to save them and that and that and that. It's not your place. You can only tell them. But you can't walk their path. They have to experience it so they know who God is. Just like you did. You tried to fight someone trying to make you walk their path. You said, I'm not you. I'm not you. I got to go out here and act retarded on my own. I just do stupid shit on my own. So I can mess up and learn myself. And you try to stop someone from pain and that and that and that. But they have to walk their own path. You gave them the tools. You showed them through example. You don't want that. You want to do it this way. Okay? But you cannot force somebody to walk your path because you feel like that's the highest good. You got to give it to God and let God have the highest good, have his say in what's highest good. And what the highest good is? Cut the fucking cord and let them fly. If they slam into the ground, they'll get their ass back up and fly again and try again. Or they won't. It ain't on you. Lose the guilt. You got the guilt with you. What if they fail? What if they fail? Well, you failed a couple of times, didn't you? It gave you strength, gave you hope, gave you drive to do better next time. Not to fucking, if you wouldn't have done that, you might not have failed. You know what I'm saying? But like your mama tried to tell you, or your daddy tried to tell you, or your grandparent tried to tell you, and you was like, yeah. And you was listening to the wisdom. But when you was in the midst of the pain, that's when you remember what they said. You know what I'm saying? You was like, damn, they told me. Now I gotta say they was right. You know what I'm saying? But you'd have never known, because pain is the biggest teacher. Like pain will teach you over love, okay? I'm telling you, pain will teach your ass. Somebody get a spanking. You fear that pain. You don't want that. Okay, it'll teach you real quick. But the pain of your mama, what she experienced through that experience, don't you can't feel that. You just listen to her and go, yeah, well, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. Yeah, right. Okay, then you get that age, and there you are. Do it sound like your mama, or sound like whoever it was. Not giving them room to breathe, because that's what you were trained and told. That they got to be like you, or they're not. You know what I'm saying? And you fought it all your life, and then you try to do it to yours. Teaching them. Oh, you don't want to do this because I did that. And boy, it wasn't. You don't want to try that. But you can't feel. They got to learn through their own pain, their path with God. You want to protect them and shit. Even your friends, just your loved ones. You want to protect them. All you can do is give the message. God sends you in to tell them the message so they can hear it. So when they're in the midst of those moments, they call on Him. Because He's closest to the broken and the brokenhearted. You understand? And the devil's right there to tear it up. So they're both closest to the brokenhearted, the broken. Okay? All I can do is give them the tools. Trust in God. Tell the truth. Be authentic. Be golden. If something's bothering you, hand it to God. Put it in God's hands and trust that He's going to take care of it. That's the tools you can say. You can't say, oh, don't go do that. You ought not go do that. That's real dangerous. You seen what happened to old Billy Bob over there? He just got shot 15 times doing that. Well, they didn't. So they're going to go do it 15 times till they end up like Billy Bob. If you keep telling them not to go do it, you can just say, all your decisions are right here and now. You get a decision right here and now. You need to choose one or the other. That's where your destiny for that decision is going to take you. You can't make their decision for you. Even if you barreled it into their brain, you can't make their decision for you. Okay, say you're an elite lawyer and you have a surfer dude son. Okay? And you want that surfer dude son to be a lawyer, so you send him to law school. He's just gonna fucking fuck off. He's not even gonna study or nothing. Nothing. You're wasting all your time, your energy, your money, and everything for him to become a lawyer he don't want to be. Just because you were. That wasn't his path to walk with God. You understand what I'm saying? You can't force it. You can pay all the money in the world and say you're going. You're fucking going. Say, for example, I knew a guy that was talented at all kinds of stuff. He had talents in like um, 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 motorbikes. He had talents in shooting, archery, all that stuff. Because that's what his dad wanted him to do. Have the, those multi-talents and stuff. Force it all childhood. Became a teenager, went to drugs, went away from the dad, started fighting with the dad over it, that. This person carrying around all these fucking special talents and turned them away because he didn't want to be like his dad. His dad forced it on him all his life. And he's like, don't force it. It was forced on me. I don't even like to pick up a bow. I don't care to, none of that. I don't care to, I'm real good at it. Like, and if they do, they'll be like, and perfect shot. But they're like, nah, I don't care for it. That's something my dad made me do all my life. That's why I'm good at it like that, but I don't care for it. And reject it. Completely reject it. Crazy stuff like that. And try to force it on to the next, okay? So you don't know what other people go through and that, and you're seeing it from a different perspective. Is that you're not there to make them become. You're there to be authentic and show them that they can go the route of God. You understand? This is a whole spiritual thing. Everything that we experience on a daily basis, I trust. Everything we experience, minute by minute, second by second, it all starts in the spirit. Everything. This is joy. And more you understand who you are, your role that you play in God's path. Jesus didn't force nothing on nobody. He gave them an opportunity, gave them an option, and they chose. Gave them the confidence so you can do it. Tell me the story. It says opportunity. It's all in perspective, y'all. I'm telling you. The TV is perspective. It says called. You're walking the right path, collective. It says little by little. And it says serendipity. You're going home. I'm telling you, whatever it is, you're going to enjoy it. You're going to have so much fun. It's going to be like flying. You're being set free. Bottom of the deck says work. You're going to love your work. You're going to really love your work. If somebody's coming in, they've been watching you from a higher perspective. It's a fan or somebody that's been watching you for a while. Says you're the perfect fit. It keeps pointing to that. Somebody sees your star. To them, you're a star. It says trust. Oops. That fell to the floor coming to your door. It says waiting. You're waiting. It's telling you to be patient and wait. Beauty. It says wisdom, unity, adoration, and rising. This is a fan. This is somebody that's been watching you from a higher perspective. You were like, they were seeking like a you for a position, if you will, and they kept coming across these fakes. I can't even explain that. Like, people to claim to be authentic. The true message through the spirit, not all through all of this study and learning how to be the spiritual being. It's hard to explain. Like, you can be book studied on, say, tarot cards or cards and that. You can be like book studied on it, but there's a flow to the authenticity of the story that's, you can't study that. I mean, you can't. It's a natural thing. I know y'all know what I mean. Be in your natural authenticity to tell the story, to tell the interpretation of it, and to let it flow. Instead of going, okay, that's very this and that's very that. You understand? Like, one day you may see a cardinal and it tell you there's a spiritual message. One day you may see a cardinal and it gives you a message of peace, of love and unity and couple partnership through the spirit. One day you might see the cardinal as some type of spiritual warning, telling you something. It's all in the spirit telling you right there and now. It makes you authentic. Right. Like you've been watching me for a long time. You just know that, like, the story just comes. Okay, when I come to do the reading, I'm being led to come do the reading. I have no idea what it's going to be about or anything. It's the right here and now. The message comes out authentically. Okay? And there's people that do it very book learned, if that makes sense. Like, this card and that card. You got what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying? Like, definition of the card. Like, it's the definition of the card. And it's not the message that's coming through from that card. And you're very authentic with that. Like, true. They went through people that were like very you're the perfect fit. You fit the adaptable part and the whole nine, because you can do other things that are also involved, as in like singing and dancing. Those things are involved in the spirit. Okay, like very naturally give the message and have other talents that also are involved in the message. Okay, say you go be a DJ. Your frequency of your voice gives out healing stuff too. Just to like even be online, I can be saying all kinds of stuff. You might not even hear me saying those things. You hear my frequency that's giving you a or a you know what I'm saying? You can hear the frequency and the tones that I'm saying. You might not even hear the words. It's a secondary talent that it just comes out with the, because you allow your talents to just flow, if that makes sense. It could be like, God gave me eyes. These eyes help others. It's hard to explain it. God dang. They can see the spirit in the soul of my eyes. And sometimes all I need to do is look at you, or look. Doesn't have anything to do with me. Y'all understand. Y'all get it. I know you get what I'm saying. I'm just like y'all. I just let the spirit do its thing. Let God use me as a tool. Trust it. You know, I get the messages just like y'all do. Like it's I just really trust it. And when something goes awry that I think I had expectations on, I say God had that there for a reason. I start searching for the lesson. Like I start seeking the lesson, because he told me to seek the lesson right there. You didn't do all this for no reason. You didn't do all this for no reason. Okay? And I start seeking the lesson. Whether I need to learn something, or I'm done with teaching with it, you know, and I can just walk away or whatever. I mean, you just start seeking out, because you just learned it from naturally knowing that you've been sent by spirit. One, because I've lived 1,000 lives in this one lifetime. Okay, I'm no lie about it. You get in these situations you never seen. Like, what do you got me here for? You look around and you go, what? Like, how the fuck did I get in this situation with these people around me? And then you go, okay, just be authentic, and you'll see why God has you here. So you just start being authentic. These people start coming to you like moths to a flame. And you able to see the spiritual aspect of it, as well as trying to deal with the physical aspect of it, because you'll boss up. Like, you'll fuck up on a motherfucker. And then they get to see that spirit that's in you, because it makes them scared. Like, when you buck up, they scared, you know, like, but you're just trying to show them, look, I'm more than what you perceive right here. I'm trying to show you something through spirit. And spirit will back you up and give you all the strength and this power, and it'll scare them. A million times I've looked darkness in the face and be glowing and shining, knowing good and well that spirit was doing it. They was backing down. You understand? I don't hardly never have to hit nobody or get physical with nobody. I show them spirit. Really? Well, spirit says different. Y'all 15? Okay. Come on, step up. Because I'm not afraid. I got spirits with me. You know, You understand when spirit wants you to circle. This is the circle, y'all. Look, some kind of Akashic records is opening up. This is something to do with your birthright, your DNA, your soul DNA, your everything is coming. We are in those times, y'all. Look, North Node. That's an 11. Coming out of something old. Your ancestors are like clapping for you, okay? Like the energy of it's really hard to break away from that repetitive ancestral traits of your next generation going through the same thing, your next generation going through the same thing, your next generation going through the same thing, and you're breaking it. You're breaking that. Because a lot of your ancestors have been slaves, like slave to the path, and like slave to abused, abused major. Okay, and you got all this strength, and it's very humbling. It's very very humbling to be as powerful and strong as you are, to be abused and just carry on and carry on. But that's a lesson too, because it's been your ancestors. They had the strength you carry to not give up, to keep determined, to and be called crazy, be put down, and be shattered, and keep, and try to carry on. Okay, but the problem is that they stayed with the attachments, trying to heal that person or that person, and didn't let them go fly. And you said, "Okay, bet." You finally said, "Bet." Here you go. Gave you the tools you need. Use them or don't. I can't decide for you. I got to decide what's highest good for me right now. I only live just one life. I'm still young and fresh. I'm free. And I can do whatever I want to do. I don't have to be tied down to you making all these mistakes that I told you not to. Even though you tried to drive them in the right direction, I had to do it themselves. I had to. I didn't want to be conformed by my mama. You did it. You did it too. I know you did. But you're seeing from a higher perspective now. You're seeing everything from a higher perspective. Even your part in it, of why you were getting beat, why you're getting abused. You're enabling something that needed to be broken. You were enabling it. It says the crow. Ooh, the beloved learned a lesson through. Okay, so wait a minute. This is somebody from your past that's connected to your right here now because of something that never left your past. Learn some type of deep lesson from that. I don't know all that paragraph you're writing. Been crowing all night. Look, and I've seen crow after crow after crow after crow. You're going to get a message from the past that somebody betrayed you deeply. They've learned something from you. Now, if they're calling, that's a warning. If they're making other noises, they are coming to give you messages. Okay? Yeah. Because that's a spiritual messenger. But it's usually kind of a dark message from crows. Like a beware and caution. In fact, I think I got the. It says, don't worry though. God dang. You ain't got to worry about shit, collective. You ain't got to worry about nothing. You're very protective. You're very protected. What you just need to follow the guidance of your instinct right now. Okay, and love God. Exactly. No, don't worry. they're giving you caution. It's almost like an alert to be alert of something is coming, and it's going to hurt your heart, but it's going to also lead you to your wishes. Something you might have prayed for when you was 18. You get me? Like it could be something that you could have prayed for when you was 18 years old, 19, 20, and forgot all about it. You could have prayed for some kind of vengeance on somebody. I forgot all about it. Sometimes it takes God years. He didn't not hear your prayer. He just wanted to do everything at the right time, and where you were prepared to use it at the right way, and that, so it didn't send you down the wrong road. For some reason it feels like that. You might have prayed for something like when you was young. When you was real young, like a childhood prayer. And now he's about to grant it. That's what it feels like. Childhood to the, childhood, it could have been in adulthood, like 18, 19, just young. In the younger years, you prayed for something. And it was almost like you couldn't never let it go. You kept that hope and prayer over, and you just it kind of just faded and kind of was forgotten about. Now it's going to be fulfilled because you left the expectations. Because you thought, that prayer ain't never going to come. That ain't never going to come true. You know what I'm saying? I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? I was full of hope and all of that back then. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like it's something like that. I know for years and years and years I used to pray for all the little children to be happy and hold hands and stuff. And I pray for anybody that was homeless and in any kind of need, that they're not cold and their bellies are full, and that they're able to thank God for their bellies being full even through the adversity. I would pray stuff like that for years and years and years because I wanted the best for those. Because, I was very, very, very much in touch with like my spirituality, even at young ages. And I would be like, you got to pray for the orphans and the, the elderly and stuff like that. So I was very, very on that, because I thought about that. And even to this day, I'm retired and I have to manage my money. And, I have to be pretty decent managing it or you won't have enough. Okay. And I think about that, and I think about the elderly and how do they survive? Like, I'm physically able to do things, and I just feel so, and I pray, Lord, let the elderly have the things that they need, and even the things that they want, because they deserve, they live to this age. I start praying that kind of stuff. They don't live to be 89. Damn, let them have the things they want. They sit there dying, and people saying, no, you can't have this because it make you sick, or bullshit. They want it, give it to them. I pray stuff like that. And that lady wants a damn chocolate cake. God dang, let her have a fucking chocolate cake, man. She's fucking 89. She knows what she wants. You know what I'm saying? I feel that way. I be praying, let them have the things they want before they go. They lived on this earth that long. They need a reward. Let them have their fucking cigarette. If they die of cancer, fucking let them have their motherfucking cigarette, man. What the fuck? That kind of shit. Like, what? Let them have their fucking cigarette. You understand? I feel that way. I do. I just feel that way. Grace, mercy. I don't know. I like to give them their dying wish. I tell you now. My dad, all he wanted to do was go home And damn it, that motherfucker got him home. He was so fucking happy. He was so fucking happy just to be there for a day. One day, and then he died. All that he wanted to do was be at home where his stuff was that he earned in this lifetime. That's it. They was starving him at that hospital. I gave him pudding. He wanted pudding. I gave him pudding. You want pudding? Here you go. Here you go, Pop. You want a Coke? Okay. Here's your little tiny Coke. And I put a straw and I just let him. Oh, hell yeah. If they want to smoke their weed, for sure let them. Shoot, let them smoke weed now. This is the game changer, High Priestess. Let's see what this got to say. What you want to say to Oracle? It says Traveler and the Mask. Bottom of the deck says the Poet and the Game Changer. Let life be a story, a poetry. Okay, we got. I keep going like spiritual burps. The Traveler. Let travel, education, and communication systems take you and your ideas to the world, and use the same to bring the world to you. I thought about doing a travel channel, like going and traveling around the United States. I gotta fix my car, and taking y'all along and letting people, because I get so many comments about thank you. I haven't been to North Carolina in 25 years, and it just rushed back all these memories when I seen it on the chat. You was just driving and showing us, and I seen it, and I can remember when I was like 18 driving that same highway, and they're very, it's like a healing just for them to get to see the little towns that they used to drive through and stuff like that. I really thought about being like an influencer doing travel like that. I don't really want to go to haunted places and stuff like that because I mostly make believe. Most of them are make believe because I've walked around in fucking empty abandoned houses. Yeah, there's residual energy, but you can force that to be there, I guess, because you could be carrying it with you, especially going out and carrying around talisman and shit like that, and stupid shit like that. I don't really want to do nothing like that. I'd rather take you to the beach and say, okay, I'm on a budget. Let's go over here and get this for dinner tonight. And this is how you do it, okay? I'd rather do that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a good idea, you know? I just got to get things in prepared. Maybe get an RV or something better than this little, or get a better arrangement or something like that. You know, have a base where I can come to and, rest, you know? Like, maybe to here, and maybe to Virginia, and maybe to, Texas, and maybe, and just for different places, have, places I can travel to and say, okay, I'm coming through town, y'all. I might need to park in your, because I might have a bigger, like a RV or something. I might need to park in, your yard or whatever, when I'm in town because you're down in Florida or you're by the coast or, you know what I'm saying? But I believe I can do it because I used to think about, I love food. I love food, y'all. I like music too. And I used to think about going around and finding new talent like that dude does in New York. Plays the thing and they get the mic and he walks with them. I used to think about doing that, like going and recording new talent. And, because I have an ear for talent. I don't know. I always could pick the American Idol when they were in their audition stages. I always say, that's going to be the one that's going to win this year. And every time, I wouldn't even watch the whole show or nothing. At the end, it'd be the one that I picked during the audition stage. I just knew I could hear it. It's like I could have an ear for it. It's crazy. Anyway, this says to let travel and education and communication system take you and your ideas to the world, and use the same to bring the world to you. Maybe on a YouTube channel, influencer, or something to that effect. Somebody's wanting you to do this for. I kept hearing something about you being wearing some type of Because you're not one for labels. Like wearing like labels of clothing and stuff. But somebody wants you because you wear clothes. It's hard. It's hard to explain it, but it's like they want you to promote their whatever it is. Almost like a walking with billboard because you're an influencer, and they want you to like wear like this clothing. I keep saying it seems like it's clothing. I don't know. It could be a hat. Okay, and pay you to do that. And pay you to wear that hat or whatever on your show. Something to that effect. It says the mask. Neither you nor anyone else involved in your situation has a clear picture of what has happened, what is happening, and what will happen. Just trust that God is working everything out. Your life is poetry, I'm telling you. It says you're very brave. You're the game changer. That's the game. The point of view is the game changer. Go to the Cheshire Cats, get a membership, then send me 3333 on my Cash App, $AngelMoon6237. Send me a message on the community board, and I will come to the Cheshire Cats and give you a reading. It says, how confident you feel about magic and change, especially your ability to magically change yourself and your situation, is crucial. It's all perspective about you've done everything you can. You keep thinking that you got to do something else, and you just need to know that you've done what you're supposed to do. You're cutting the cord, and now you're going to be free, and it's like rebirth. Like you got to learn how to do all this stuff over again. You may have been a hermit for like years, and now you're stepping back out into the public and have to learn how to talk and communicate and that again. But you can do it. You've done it before. You're very adaptable. But remember that you closed yourself off for a reason, for a while, to recover and heal and that and that and that. Now it's time to use those new, recovered, and go back out and start something fresh. You understand? Because you have kept yourself in hermit, guarding yourself, guarding your energy, that and that. Now, when you took back your power, when you cut off the what was hanging on to you, you cut that off. You took back your power. Now you don't know what to do with it because you're not used to it anymore. You have to relearn it. How to go out, be sociable, how to have a charm of just know how to hold on, know when to fold on, know when to walk away, know when to run. Don't count your money when you're sitting at the table. Just be discreet, be observant, and be authentic. You understand? Because you are so much into talking to yourself. And, you know, and when you're gaining other people's perspective, that's a whole nother energy. You have to add that in and adapt to that again. Where you were totally by yourself. I mean, you were by yourself, Colette, to give yourself an opportunity to adapt to how to communicate with others, both energetically and um, um, vocally. You know, watching your words and things. You're using the tools that you learned. Okay, say like you learn patience. You learn to be calm, not to let your thoughts overcome you, and observe and listen more than to. You learn those things. Now you have to integrate them into the new life. You were so comfortable being around all the people that you knew that you might say some truth real hard, okay? You were comfortable, even if it was miserable. You were comfortable with that. Now you have to go out into the world and see how people really are with your new person. Because those people were envious and hateful of you. So they were making you feel less than. that you were comfortable with the codependency that they knew that you might spit the truth on them or something. You understand? And strangers, you don't know how they're going to react if you say the truth real like you do. You know what I'm saying? So you got to get adapted to that. Like, be adapted to taking off the mask and being like, no, I think you're wrong. Your spirit tells me this. You know what I'm saying? And be comfortable with saying it without it being like, using tact and without it being like arrogant. Because you're not about being arrogant. You want to learn just as much. Like, you got a lot of knowledge collective. But you also have to be open to someone else carrying knowledge that you need to be gaining. And that may be why you're there. To share knowledge. Not to just be the teacher. But to be the teacher and the student at the same time. With an equal energy. That has this knowledge that you need to share. You have knowledge that you need to share. They have knowledge that they need to share. For y'all to both grow. And you need to be open to that. Because you've had so many doubters and so many people that you had to explain shit to over and over again because they understood it. They were trying to make you drain your energy and explain something over and over again that they were not about to adapt into their life. They just wanted you to use up all your energy to keep explaining it and not share like the knowledge, the spiritual knowledge. Okay, so you got to a point where you just was like, okay, I'm not going to listen to you if you're not going to listen to me. You understand? You gained a new perspective because you're around new energy and you're like, okay, I need to listen to this. That was only, you break away from that old perspective. That's the main thing. All those people were there to drag you down, bring you down, that and that and that. You can't teach in your hometown just like Jesus went to his hometown. All he wanted them to do is make them a miracle. Do a miracle for me. Do a miracle. He was there to rest, and he told them that. I just want to rest. They was just on his ass about doing a miracle. And he was like, man, if you of all people. Like, okay, I understand because y'all knew me as a kid when I was learning these things. So y'all doubt me. I get it. That's what and then he had to leave. You understand? All the people around you, when you were experiencing the shadow and that and that and that, they use all that against you, hold it against you. They don't think you're a new being, and you are, because you learned from those shadows. You learned. They didn't. And also keep in mind that misery loves company. They want to keep you there. If these people weren't miserable, they wouldn't be able to make you miserable. They love company. Misery loves company. That's why they run in crowds. That's why they were trying to keep you there, to throw all their misery on you, because that made them feel joy to hurt you. Because they thought they was getting away with something. Stupid. Just gain a new perspective. Look, read Proverbs. That'll give you all kinds of new perspectives. That's confirmation right there. He's turning to Proverbs. It says, dishonest scales are an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. Balance. You can't go too far one way or too far the other. You got to understand it. You got shadow. God created shadow in your life. It's a balance. Don't be obsessed with being so good that you deny yourself and then your self overcomes you. You understand? Know that you're a sinner. You're a sinner. You have thoughts. All of it. Okay? If you deny yourself with something for so long, okay, say sweets. You just deny yourself with sweets, even though you want them. You deny. All of a sudden, you find yourself gorging on sweets. Like, You got wrappers everywhere. You feel sick. You're getting cold sweats around your eyes. You're like, God dang, I ain't had sweets in a year. You know what I'm saying? So you just gorge on it, and just because you deny, but know that integrate that into being a part of yourself, so you don't let it overcome you through obsession of denying yourself of it. Like, I want to quit smoking cigarettes. I'm not just trying to like, um, if I say I'm quitting and putting them down, I'll be bumming cigarettes off every single person. If I try to smoke ducks, I'll be trying to roll up tobacco and a piece of paper or some shit. Okay, but if I don't just deny myself and say, okay, I'm trying to wean off and trying to quit like that, I can smoke like 5 cigarettes, not realize that it's only been 5 cigarettes, because I'll be like, okay, I'm trying to wean off of these, and I'll like hit a cigarette a couple times, put it out, and then by the end of the day, I look at my pack and see where I was smoking a whole pack a day, every day, a 1 pack. Okay, now I'm down to still having like 12, 15 cigarettes left in my cigarette pack, because I didn't just deny myself and say, because I probably would smoke 2 packs trying to deny myself. Okay? So I was just gradually letting myself wean away from them and not being obsessed with it. Just knowing that that's something that I've got to lose the codependency on. But right now, I'm not going to be obsessive over it. I'm just going to deal with it in my own way, because I've put them just down cold turkey before. But if I'm not prepared or not truly ready, when I pick them back up, I done smoke 2 packs, and like I'm making up for lost time. So I know this about myself. I've worked that out about myself. So I say, okay, I'm just gonna slowly let myself back away from them. I don't like to take anything else and replace something with anything, because then I'll have an addiction to that thing. So I just back away from them little by little by little, and then they're gone. I did it before. I used a patch for a while, but I realized that the patch was just a mental thing telling me that I got a patch on, don't smoke. I don't need that nicotine flowing into my veins while I'm sleeping and shit, flowing out of my body while I'm sleeping and shit. I found that out real quick. Anyway, y'all take what resonates. You're gaining control of your perspective. If anything, that's the gist of this reading. You're gaining control of your perspective on all of everything. You're an old dog. It's hard to teach them new tricks. You learn stuff from your parents that you rejected, and stuff like that. You learn things from Jesus that you accepted, and then you tried to like force it. You try to force it to be this way or that way. Okay? Now you're just integrating. That's the rebirth. That's the elevation of it all. You understand? It's not about forcing it. It's about integrating it all together to make yourself a whole being. Not fight that's part of you. Accept that it's part of you. And that's what parts make you shine too. Without them, you wouldn't have never shined, because you wouldn't have endured the pain and overcome it. So you got to integrate it instead of trying to fight it constantly. Just stop trying to fight. Just stop trying to fight. Being right here now. It says, dishonest skills are the abomination to the Lord, but the just weight is his delight. This is chapter 11, by the way. It says, when pride comes, then comes shame, but with the humble is wisdom. That's the part. It says, the integrity of the upright will guide them, but the perversity of the unfaithful will destroy them. Riches do not profit in the day of the wrath. You can't buy your way out of wrath. It says, but righteousness delivers from death. The righteousness of the blameless will direct his ways all right. But the wicked will fall by his own wickedness. The righteousness of the upright will deliver them, but the unfaithful will be caught in their lust. When a wicked man dies, his expectations will perish. That could be things that the wickedness of the ego telling you that you have to fix this or fix that and all of that, and letting that go. Because that's wickedness, even though you have good intention. You have good intention. When you become obsessed with it, it becomes ego and power. And that's where the wickedness comes in. You got to cut the cord. You can't control somebody else's anything. Let them make their mistakes. You can be disappointed and upset, but that's only going to bring you down. And the disappointment and upset is expectations that it's causing your ego. If you cut away that, the wickedness will be out of the picture. Gotta let them go do what they do and trust in God. Show them the way, show them the thing, but your ego and your wickedness of your ego is saying they gotta do it this way. What they're doing is wicked. You was wicked just by being in your ego. So we get it. We understand. Okay? It says, because of your expectations, it'll perish. It said, and the hope of the unjust will perish. Okay? The wickedness of the expectations. It says, when a wicked man dies, his expectations will perish, and the hope of the unjust perishes also. The righteous is delivered from the trouble, and it comes to the wicked instead. The hypocrite with his mouth destroys his neighbor, gossipers and such like that. But through knowledge, the righteous will be delivered. Being upright, truthful, and that. If they trying to throw gossip on you, through your uprightness, you will be delivered from that gossip, and your reputation will be intact. Okay? The truth will just be there because you're right in your righteousness of God. Okay? It says, when it goes well with the righteous, the city rejoices. It says, and when the wicked perish, there is jubilation. By the blessing of the upright, the city is exalted, but it is overthrown by the mouth of the wicked. He who is devoid of wisdom despises his neighbor, but a man of understanding holds his peace. A talebearer reveals secrets, gossipers and that. It says, but he who is of a faithful spirit conceals the matters. It says, where there is no counsel, the people fall, but in the multitude of the counselors there is safety. He who is surety for a stranger will suffer, but one who hates being surety is secure. Ooh. He who is surety for a stranger will suffer, but one who hates being surety is secure. Remember, these are written by Solomon, okay, a man. A gracious woman retains honor, but ruthless men retain riches. The merciful man does good for his own soul, but he who is cruel troubles his own flesh. The wicked man does deceptive work, but he who sows righteousness will have a sure reward. Know that for sure. Just be in the upright. Your reputation will be intact, no matter what the gossipers, the haters, or whatever says against you. Okay? It says, as righteous leads to life, so he who pursues evil pursues it to his own death. Those who are of a perverse heart are an abomination to the Lord, but the blameless in their ways are his delight, being an example and being humble. Though they join forces, the wicked will not go unpunished, but the prosperity of the righteous will be delivered. That's what you're supposed to hear. That's the verse that you're supposed to hear. Because it's even started with this kind of writing. the different writing. It says Proverbs 11:21. That's very significant too. It says, though they join forces, the wicked will not go unpunished, but the posterity of the righteous will be delivered. They join forces. It doesn't matter. You can be 1 against 50, and God will keep your reputation intact. I'm telling you, because now that you've left the situation, they can't blame you anymore. So whatever goes on, it's them. They have to face it, because it's not you. You left the situation, but the shit's still going on. Okay? And they want you to hear this too. He who earnestly seeks good finds favor, but trouble will come to him who seeks evil. You earnestly seek good, you will find favor. You will be rewarded for your diligence. You will be rewarded for your standing alone and not giving up and keeping the faith in Jesus Christ. You will be rewarded. Don't doubt it. You're going to be rewarded, collective. May it be through a fan giving you an opportunity. Just you stumbling onto an opportunity. It doesn't have to be from them. It does not have to come from those that harmed you and hurt you. They're going to pay their price either way. Okay? Whatever they've taken, they're going to lose tenfold. You may receive your inheritance in a different form because you lost the expectation. You gave up the expectation that they owe you. That one owes me and that one owes me. They stole from me. They took from me. They fucking damaged my life. They did this and that and another. They owe me. Well, God says, well, I got something better if you can let go of that. Well, you want that? It comes with blood on it. Like, that comes with blood on it. It comes with their darkness all over it. If you want that, I got something way better if you just forget about that bullshit, because that's bullshit, JEANBEAN. You know what I'm saying? I mean, really. And he's like, just keep the faith and go forward and don't worry about that in the past, because he's elevating you to some kind of other level that there is no connection or attachment to anything of that left. Your opportunity you made on your own because God gave it to you. And you kept going and knowing that God had something better. That you don't have to depend on that ever coming to you. Just know that they'll pay the price for that. And it wasn't enough for it to be even anything that you understand what you're about to get for letting it go. Say it's 10 cents when you got $1,000 by changing your. This is $1,000 of nothing to do with the past money. It's all yours, Scott. Everything is you from here on out. Whatever they took, let them fucking have it. Must be worth something to them, because you've been surviving without it all this time, even with their attacks trying to keep you from getting it. You've been living and surviving. They hate that, because they thought it would crush you not to have that. You needed it. But here you are, making new opportunities and shit, because you're determined. You know what I'm saying? But just keep that kind of stuff in mind. You know what I'm saying? And just be adaptable. Whatever you got coming, whatever's happening, know that there's footstep stools. There's stairway to your elevation. Going to Virginia, coming to, it's steps to your elevation, meeting the different people. understanding. The lady come to Victory Land, I never experienced nothing like that in my whole life. I'm 55, I was 56 years old. I never seen nothing like that. In the entirety of my life. I thought, yep, I'm back in the real world. I'm back in the real world. What is that? I never. You live, look, don't ever doubt you're going to learn something new every day if you open your mind to it. Because, God dang, I never seen nothing. I felt like I was in some kind of damn, who's punking me? Like somebody's fucking punking me. Like this is not real at all. But you learn something new every day. Every day. Just be open to it. I never seen no shit like that for my whole life. I experienced all kinds of stuff, drug addicts and everything else around me. No perfectly straight person going into fits like that was fucking, she didn't have no drugs at all in her. You could see it in her eyes. There was no kind of dilation, nothing in her eyes. She was acting like that. Literally acting like that. Acting. And you know, she put on her costume before she got there to act like that. Apparently, I guess her clothes makes her turn into like the bimbo dummy or something. I don't know. That shit was fucking crazy. But I called it for what it was. When I looked in her eyes, I said, oh no, Jesus is here now, baby doll. No, you're faking. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole act you're doing right there. I said, either way, it don't matter if you're acting or you're not. You're going in that ambulance. You're going to get in that ambulance and leave. And it says wise, find wise, flip. Find wise, flip. Hold on. Praise, no praise. Hold on, y'all. Take what resonates. If this resonates with y'all, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you want to donate to the channel, it's Cash App, $, ANGELMOON6237. We got hire a low, find phone. Okay, just let me look at it for a minute. It'll just start popping out in a second. Police. Hire police. Hire police. Fire police. Fire police. And somebody says, wow. And hire the law. What are you saying? And hire the law. Winds. Something changes. There's something change on. There's something kind of change. For peace. For peace. Win for peace. Will for peace. With peace. Flow. Just get into, y'all, I'm telling you, in sync. You're in sync with something. The vibe. Okay? Intertwines. Something intertwines with twins. Oh, with your destiny. It says rich flow. Get in the rich flow. Wins. In win. Get in sync, I'm telling y'all. I'm telling you. Told a few. Somebody has told somebody how they feel about you. Enrich. Praise of you. Praise of. Enrich. Find wisdom. Wise, find wise in you or in something, okay? Something's enriched. Somebody's a fan of this VIP. I'm telling you, it might be somebody from your past. Eric told new news of a oracle. Look, I'm telling you, of a new oracle. He finds something with, he finds sweet, he was in a pit. You help somebody come out of a pit, y'all. I'm telling you, I told y'all that a long time ago. It's a fan that sees you as the perfect fit. Somebody sees you as the perfect fit. Perfect. Something is facts. You were giving him facts. Something about a halo. You're the true. I'm telling you, this person has some kind of view, new perspective. Halo. Perfect. Perfects. Perfect. Send. Perfect land. Perfect lion. I see all of that. Linda. A show. Saw a show in daily. Oh, and somebody says perfect fit, y'all. This is a win. Something about Illinois and maybe Virginia. Okay. Something is in your veins. It says you're an heir. You're about to receive your inheritance from God. Spirit. It's something spiritual. Perfect fit, y'all. It says perfect fit. We got owl. We got wolf. We got howl. We got wands. Somebody has manifested this. Feeling fine. Something about feeling fine. Feel fine. Feel fine. Sweet. Sweet perfection. Somebody sees you as a perfect fit. They say you're an earth angel. Partner. Perfect. Sweet. Pair. Complementary pair. Five changes, y'all. How? Some kind of somebody confide. Okay, somebody confided in somebody. Somebody's talking about you, about how they feel about you. Confided in West. Somebody confided in West. Real, something surreal. Real patient. Confined. Man, I keep hearing something about that girl being in the side of the house. Surreal. Why am I hearing that? Something about serene. Siren. No it's not confidence. There's only one C. On front. Fronted, confronted, front seal, lease, option, cops. Okay, it's like going to different things. Cops, first, real view. Cops, first, real view, front line. Something about the aisles. Island, front, islands, front, cops, copied. Cops copied, we copied. Special CIA. Special on show. Something about fire. Or fired. Fired like veterans? I mean, look what all it says. You see how when it starts going, y'all, I can't really do much about it. Canceled something special on veteran. Kane was so awful. There's no U, okay? AWOL. Somebody left. Somebody left. Witches, children. Okay. Children sleep, speak. No. Special children. Now, if a valid teacher of special children teach teach them how to speak, wild speak teacher, wild teacher spoke, show, now, if some that respond, they respond to, special children respond to wild, real. Oh, special children respond to real. Law. Oh, okay. Crawled. Response. Crawled. He crawled on. Whiffed. Spy. He spied on. There's a lot out here today. Okay. Where of, it says CIA. Cops, police, clear path. Y'all take what resonates. I know y'all can't see this shit like I do. It just pops out on me. Clear on path. Pitch, clear pitch. Here, where, queen. Okay, I don't see a U. Friend. We're friends. Echo. Echo patch. Each echo. P-I tower. Water tower. It says water, it says tower, it says air, it says earth, it says fire. Owner, let each, fix, find, fix, never fixed. So somebody's got a fixer-upper. Never fixed. Echo. Never fixed. Latch. Land. Owned land for. Owned land for police. This is down. Never down. Flex, fit. 6. This is trusting in something. Flat. Fix, flat. Fix, flat. Something about a pitch. Pitch up. Pitch down. Pitch down. Ever feel down. Coped with a lot. Voices. Hold on a minute. Hold on. It says voices. Pitch. I don't take what resonates. Y'all, if it resonates with you, hit the like button, subscribe. New voices. New voice. New say. Path. 6 rifle. 6 rifle. 6. What do you say? Dixon. Vice. Advice. New advice. 6 on toxic. Toxins. Pathogens. These don't feel. Lips. Clips. Okay. Never let his something flip. We got Cox out here. We got CEO. New advice. Trip. Fine line of advice. Advises. Advises. Weak. Special children. Write a advice. Okay, write a this is decline of Has. Police. Right. Right. Wrote. Son. Let's see. Something has flipped. Something about rights and then being an heir. Right. Advice. Advice. On. Right advice on. Spin. On win. On Flynn. On ESP. Somebody psychic. God dang, man. It's got all kinds of shit. Okay, we got wispy, line, shine, open show with advice. God. Okay, half went open half right on scope went half coincident. No, there's only one C. Went half facts. Someone didn't tell you the whole thing. Something about half lied. Cried on rival. He not feel. He not feel. He not feel. Feed. He not feed. He not. She not feed. Hold on. Ugh. Liver. So somebody might be dying liver disease. Feel cold. Depleted. Okay, so somebody feels depleted. Okay, oath, not diva. Collapse. I collapsed on something's for real. It says for real. Collapsed on head. Something about feet. Drive into heaven. Drive into heaven. Into heaven. Went into heaven. Someone has a different perspective. It was wild ride, it says. Lost in favorite. Favorite hideout, or somebody was hiding. Hide new clips. New favorite clips. There's so much out here. It's preach power. Preach power. with your lips. Saying something about preaching power with your lips. Pride. Pride over, pride over facts. Pride over facts. Lisa, or when somebody lied, when she lied, drop in facts. Pride over facts. I win. Land on feet. Awful lot going on right there. Alright, stop for a second. It says Acts out here. We're going to read Acts. Acts in his pride. Acts in his pride. Acts in her pride. Over facts. Drop the act. It says drop the act. Over pride. Pride over facts. Alright, well here goes Acts. Okay, I'm just going to read from Acts 19, starting with 15. It says, starting with 14, I'm sorry. Also, there were 7 sons of Sceva, a Jewish chief priest, who did so. These people are preaching, okay, it says, we exorcise you by the Jesus whom Paul preaches of. Also, there were 7 sons of Sceva and Jewish chief priests who also did so. Jesus I know, and Paul I know, but who are you? Then the man in whom the evil spirit was leaped onto them, overpowered them, and prevailed against them, so that they fled out of the house naked and wounded. This became known to both Jews and the Greeks dwelling in Ephesus, and the fear fell on all of them, and the name of the Lord was magnified. And many who had believed came confessing and telling their deeds. Also, many of those who had practiced magic brought their books together and burned them in the sight of all. And they counted up the value of them, and it totaled 50,000 pieces of silver. So the word of the Lord grew mightily and prevailed. Okay? The chief priests of the land there were using magic and not Jesus. Okay? Thank you so much. And the demon that was there facing them, he said, well, Jesus I know, and Paul I know, but who are you? Like, you practice magic. I'm fixing to damn fuck you up. And they come, the demon just attached itself to them chief priests, because they were fake. Okay, I'm telling you. And it says, when all these things were accomplished, Paul purposed in the Spirit, and when he had passed through Macedonia and Achaia, it says, to go to Jerusalem, saying, after I have been there, I must also see Rome. So he sent into Macedonia 2 of those who ministered to him, Timothy and Erastus, I guess his name, Erastus. But he himself stayed in Asia for a time. And about that time there arose a great commotion about the way. For a certain man named Demetrius, a silversmith, who had made silver shrines of Diana, brought no small profit to the craftsmen. He called them together with the workers of similar occupation and said, men, you know that we have our prosperity by this trade. Moreover, you see and hear that not only the Ephesus, but throughout almost all of Asia, this Paul has persuaded and turned away many people from worshiping like false idols. and they're losing money because they're the ones that, the silversmiths that make those false idols. Okay, they're mad. It says, saying that they are not gods which we made with our hands. So not only is this trade of ours in danger of falling into disrepute, but also the temple of the great goddess Diana may be despised and her magnificence destroyed. All in Asia and the world worshipped. It says, now when they heard this, they were full of wrath and cried out, saying, great is Diana the Ephesians. So the whole city was filled with confusion and rushed to the theater with one accord, having seized Durices and Aristarchus, Macedonia's Paul travel companion. It says, and when Paul wanted to go into the people and the disciples would not allow him, then some of the officials of Asia who were his friends sent him pleading that he would not venture into the theater. Some therefore cried one thing and some another, for the assembly was confused, and most of them did not know why they had even come there. They had drew Alexander out of the multitude, and the Jewish people putting him forward, and Alexander mentioned with his hand, and wanted to make his defense to the people. But when they found out that he was a Jew, all with one voice cried out for about 2 hours, great is Diana the Ephesian. It says, and when the city clerk had quieted the crowd, he said, men of Ephesus, what man is there who does not know that the city of Ephesus is a temple guardian for the great goddess Diana, and the image of which fell down from Zeus? Therefore, since these things cannot be denied, you ought to be quiet and do nothing rashly. For you have brought these men here who are neither robbers of the temple nor blasphemers of your goddess. Therefore, if Demetrius and his fellow craftsmen have a case against anyone, the courts are open and they will pre-counsel us. Let them bring charges against one another, but if you have any other inquiry to make, it shall be determined in the law assembly, for we are in danger of being called in question for today's uproar, there being no reason which we may have give account for this disorderly gathering. And when we had said these things, he dismissed the assembly. So he's letting these people know. It goes into Acts 20 after that. So he's letting these people know that they're making a mountain out of a molehill because one person had a grievance that may or may not be true, that half the people that was in the assembly to fight against were mad and didn't even know why. Okay? They had no idea. They were like, we're up in here and we're going to roar, because all these other people are. And they're like, what? And chaos was ensuing. It took the calm, wise man, the calm, balanced judge to come in and say, what have we here? These people have not desecrated our beliefs or anything. They're not bad guys. There's somebody fixing to defend you for your beliefs. Because they're saying, somebody misses your energy. I'm telling you. Because you were keeping the dark at bay. And you left. And now it's overcoming them. They're knowing that you're the truth, okay? I'm telling you, somebody's about to defend you for what you believe in and stand up for and your determination to get the message across. Somebody's about to defend you and say, look, Collector's not a criminal, not a thief. All that Collector's intentions are to help, heal, guide, teach. Somebody's about to defend you, just like that man stepped up for the travelers of Paul and said, wait a second, y'all are about to cause a fucking, destroying the city because this one man has a grievance over his wages, because he's feeling like that if y'all start believing this Jesus fella, y'all gonna stop buying my silver, idols. And so he made a grievance, and it caused everybody in the town to look at the strangers like they were troublemakers. And the man said, wait a minute. No, that's not right. You guys know this dude, and he bitches about every fucking thing. Like, are y'all going to sit here and do that? No, no, we're not doing that. Because that's what he's saying to them. Like, y'all know Billy gets pissed off and starts a riot. So y'all going to let him against these nice people that just come here to talk to us? So somebody's going to defend you and put a stop to some kind of, because that was almost like starting a rumor and then starting a riot. Okay? Because there was no just cause in it. They didn't say, hey, y'all, quit buying them idols or whatever. They just preached the word of Jesus or whatever, okay? And because it was a town of Diana, they felt envy or what have you and thought that they needed to come and start something and run them people off. Because they was messing with their money and shit. You understand? But it was being put to a stop because the people had done nothing wrong. Nothing. All he was just doing was being in the town. It says pride. Acts prideful. When he tries to face it. Facts. Acts prideful when he tries to face facts. This is what it says. Acts prideful when he has to face facts. Somebody's facing facts. Facing facts over some kind of false act. All right. Callous. It's saying special children. Teach special children. Friends of a oracle. Oracle's out here, y'all. C over pride. Falcon, higher perspective. Higher perspective, y'all. Falcon, there's a wolf, there's a cat, there's an owl, there's a deer. There's all kinds of animals out here taking something by the something about confiding, like self-confidence. Face self with confidence, valor. Something about the wheel of fortune. That was Fortuna, I guess. Wheel of fortune. Sail. Maybe sail like this. Somebody got COPD. Somebody wants you to comfort, like take them on some kind of trip. Travel. See the land. Okay, take what resonates, y'all. I'm done. I feel it all. I just feel it. There's enough. Y'all seen enough. I hope you took a picture of it. Because it just made me just feel like, okay, that's enough of it. I'm telling y'all, I take what resonates off of it. Thank you so much for the rubies, y'all. Desire to... I think it's something about a plate. Valerie. No, it's not Valerie. Valor. See their side. It says they're enslaved. They're enslaved. They're enslaved. Liar devils. DEVILS is out here. Crazy what I see. Look, when I throw it down like that, I can see all kinds of shit. Like, I can see words that just are there. Saved it for some kind of, it says Ford, like a Ford vehicle, a red Ford. It keeps talking about a red Ford. Is valid new slips. Somebody raced for it. I guess somebody races. Raced. View. Some kind of van. Evan. 6 7. Oh my god. 6 7's out here, y'all. 5 6 7 2 5 6 7 2 1 3. So 1 2 3 4 0 1 2 3 5 6 7. 4's not out here. 8's not out here. 9 is out here. Okay. So 0's out here. 1, 2, 4's missing, and 8's missing. And everything else is out here. 4 and 8, y'all. There's a 23. 1, 2, 3's out here on the board. December 30th. December 3rd. January 23rd. February 13th. May 12th. Take what resonates. Said car, drive car. Told their towed. Okay, something was towed. Their car towed. I cared. Receive a slip. Receive a slap on the hand. Pistol. A slap on the hand. Witchcraft. Close. It says witchcraft. Plain as day out here, y'all. Close. Witchcraft. Close old. Loser. It says a loser and a winner. So there's a winner and a loser, y'all. After I close case, we win. Alright, y'all. It's a lot going on here. Y'all take what resonates. It's something about claiming a pistol. Something about a pistol. There wasn't an M out there. That was talking about something about a pistol. Insane. It says insane. We acted insane. I'm going to show you what it says. We acted insane after we acted insane on show. On Show her first. Show her first. It finish up. Finish power act. Something went to somebody's head. Power went to somebody's head. They were abusing their power. Okay, what? Speed, end. Something about, hurry up and close something. Close to end. Speed, end. Race. It says race car, van. Like somebody won a car on some kind of slips. You got weed. CEO, codes. Something's in line for air. Teacher, teach their special children. Ideal. It's some kind of job that you're going to be offered. You're going to love it. It's something that you're just going to be like natural doing. You could be teaching them how to use their powers. Okay, back in all the other, like, countries and nations and stuff, like indigenous ones especially, they have shamans, and the shamans take the children that are born like Down syndrome or like autism, and those they were born with the gift. They were born with the gift. So the shamans go and not teach them so much about math and arithmetic and that. They teach them about their gifts and fill them with wisdom and so on and that and that and that. And because they're pure, they are the purest. You won't hardly ever find like someone with Down syndrome lying to you ever, or even Asperger's. They're very honest with their approach, and that's their purity. That's their gift. You understand? In all of the world, honor it, except for Americans. They put it down. They make it be the lesser human. But the rest of the world, okay, let's say this. You know, like, what's her fucking name? Hold on a minute. What was her name? The deaf lady, Helen Keller. Okay, Helen Keller. She had these gifts. She's very gifted and intelligent, but she didn't know how to control it and how to present it. She's super smart, but her frustration of not being able to know how to, once she had someone there to show her how to use the talents that she was given through the talents that she didn't have, then she was able to integrate it all and become very powerful. She became she writes books and stuff. She started writing books after she learned how to talk and function and stuff like that. Okay, but she was seen as a problem baby. She was looked at as, a problem because they didn't understand her. They didn't understand, like, what's wrong with this baby? You know what I'm saying? But this baby has so much gift it concealed in that not being able to communicate it. Okay, and it took someone of a knowledge because Helen Keller's teacher had seeing and hearing problems. That's what made her become a teacher of those types of problem children or what have you. And she brought out the very best in Helen Keller. Like, she brought out the very best, because that child was out of control, like wild, like a beast. Because all she wanted to do was communicate, and there was no one there to hear it, to hear that communication. She taught her how to calm it and communicate like that and be calm. And it took her to her top. She was a great example in the end. The determination of learning and communicating, that anybody can do it. Like anybody. This child was out of control. The mom and dad didn't know what the fuck. They didn't. What do we do? You know what I'm saying? And all she wanted to do was communicate. She was just being spoiled. Like, they thought if she had like a seizure that she was pitching a fit. So they just buy her gift, and to make up for her pitching a fit, because they didn't know what to do. They wanted to love her, but they didn't know what to do to show her how to, you know what I'm saying? They had no idea. And they needed somebody like a Helen Keller to come in and say, no, fuck no, you're not going to spit on me. I love you. I want to see your potential. Because Helen, the lady that taught Helen Keller, she was very, I keep forgetting her name. Ann Sullivan? Okay, Ann Sullivan. She was very determined, because she saw the potential in Helen Keller. This was like a 9-year-old girl, like, just screaming to communicate. And all she could do was break something to tell them. That's all she knew how to do, to communicate with them. Like, motherfuckers. Okay. And Ann Sullivan taught her how to gain control over that, and be patient, and so on and so forth. Okay. It took somebody like that you'd never dream, you never see coming. Like, I mean, you never seen her coming, and she come in and took control and handled the situation, and excelled. That whole family was impacted by that. The whole family. The fucking, the maids, the cooks, the town, they was all impacted by Helen Keller being able to learn how to control her how she communicated. Very impressive. Because she became like a big writer and shit too, after she learned all of that. Like, after she learned everything, she was like I think she was going into politics or some shit like that. It seems like I remember something like that, because she was a spokesperson for something, some kind of rights. But they was all about people's rights back then. Everything's about the rights and stuff. We don't got no rights no more. We don't even fight for it no more. We just live. It's crazy. It says, I trust life and my strengths. Each moment guides me to the light. Everything on my path is placed there for my growth. I've been telling y'all that. God created that shadow in your life too. It's going to show you something about yourself. If you just integrate it and not try to deny it about yourself. You understand? You integrate it and not try to deny that that's part of you. It won't take control and overcome you. You can be calm and rational and look at it and go, okay, that's part of me. If I don't just give in to it. But allow myself to know that that's part of me. It won't overcome me. I won't get overthinking about it and that and that. Or even go, okay, there's a temptation. What do I need to do to stay away from the temptation when it's in my face? Because sometimes you can't help but be in a setting that there possibly is a temptation. And if you haven't healed from that temptation, you could get weak to it. Okay? So you acknowledge that you have a weakness to that. And you go, okay, it's in my... You can even ask for support. I have a weakness to... Can you help me to keep my mind off of it, or what have you? You understand? You can ask for support from the angels, Jesus, whatever. Just acknowledge that you Don't say, no, I ain't got no problem. And then you just fight and you're going to end up falling into that temptation. When you try to deny it, you'll fall into it. Just keep a balance, y'all. That's what it's all about. You know what I'm talking about. It says it from start to finish in this reading. Telling you to keep a fucking balance about your perspective. You know, Anne Sullivan could come in there and looked at fucking Helen Keller and said, oh, hell no. That one's out of fucking... She's too big. She's too old to learn new tricks. Y'all done fucking ruined this one. She could have done that, but she didn't do that. But she could have. You're like, okay, say like caregivers and stuff like that. When you get for strangers, you have a certain rules, task. You're not supposed to be doing like things for them. You're supposed to be maintain, make sure they don't fall and shit. Okay, cook their food or whatever. But they may have you put up some curtains. But you've developed this rapport, this unspoken between them, with you and them, that they're going to test you to see if you do it. If you do it, then you know that if you do that, then they're going to want you to do something else. Okay? So you have to maintain and know how far you're willing to go. Because that's breaking the rules. You know that, right? Putting up people's curtains and shit. Like when you're the caregiver, you're not the hospice nurse. You're only there to make sure that they're not hurting themselves. You're not there to, like, be putting up their curtains and shit for them, decorating their house and shit like that. And you have to maintain a line between professionalism and... Okay, say like Anne Sullivan wasn't there to coddle. She wasn't there to coddle Helen Keller. She was there to do her job. No matter what the family thought about it or not, okay? And the family kind of thought that she should be, like, bathing Helen Keller and everything, okay? But she was like, no, that's not my job. I'm here to teach her, okay? And she had to stand her ground on what she was there for and that, okay? But she, she did a damn good job standing her ground because, these are rich fucking people, entitled. And Anne Sullivan did her job and she did it very well. Oh, I forgot this. I didn't know there was somebody here. Anyway, I'll take what resonates. We got the birthday of the architect. You're going to build it, okay? It says, I was born to create and make a difference. Take that as it resonates. They can use that as an affirmation today. I was born to create and make a difference. All right, let me get a message from the universe. Oh, Lordy. It's just right on top. Here we are. It says, it's never too late to start over. Rebirth. It's never too late to start over. You have to trust in the magic of new beginnings. They're waiting for you. Notice them, seize them, and appreciate all that you have. Just relax and trust. Just trust that it's working out. Out of all and everything, it comes out the magic of new beginnings, y'all. Take that as it resonates. That's total confirmation. Focus on what's important to you. Don't give your time and energy to the worries, as this would only amplify them. Focus on what matters to you most. With every thought, you are creating your future. All is well. All is good. Staying golden. God's bringing in justice. You don't got to worry about that. You just need to focus on what you need to do next to better yourself and be authentic. Don't beat yourself to death over. Integrate it. Integrate the things that you feel may control you. Take control of it. Okay? Yeah, I smoke cigarettes. But I can control myself if I put effort into it, not to smoke as many. Because I was sitting around and it was cigarette after cigarette. And then I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Why am I letting that control me like that? I smoke 5 cigarettes a day. You know what I'm saying? I can do that. And it still give me that little that I need. And also it's cutting back on it. You know, just taking control of the situation of it. You know. But y'all take what resonates. If it resonates, hit the bell notification so you can get the new videos. My bell's from one of these bags. I had to put all this stuff back out here in the car. Take what resonates. I don't know. I'm taking it one day at a time. One day at a time. All we can ask. Don't ever do it. Don't ever think it. Don't let the past hinder you from moving forward. And all you can do, y'all, I'm telling you, don't beat yourself to death, is be authentic. Just be authentic as you can. And if it's not welcomed, dust the feet and move forward. It says in the Bible, when you go into people's homes or what have you, bless his home. If they don't accept it, leave and dust your feet and move forward. Okay? But also, don't jump the gun and think everything's because of past issues. Keep a balance in it. Don't go too far one way and too far the other, okay? If you feel the fight or flight or whatever, be honest about your feelings and just be honest about your intentions, or ask. Say, look, just tell me. I'm adaptable or whatever. You don't have to like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Because the past has done this before in the past. Oh shit, you know, you don't got to go there. You know what I'm saying? Because this ain't the past. This is right now. This is the new. It ain't the past. This is not the past. You're not the past. You're not even who you were in the past at all. Like you're a new person, a new being. So look at it this way. You have graduated. Those old things that used to bug the shit out of you, you can let it go. And you now understanding it's not you're not trying to fix nobody. They kept trying to say that to you. They just fix me or fix this or fix them problems and that and that and that. He was like, I don't fix shit. I tell you the damn issue and you see it, and that's what fixes it. You know what I'm saying? Or you're just trying to fix something the way you thought it should turn out or whatever, okay? Yeah, that's not your job. Your job is to plant the seeds and be the example. Don't worry about, you can't make somebody, and you might think it should be, oh, you done give it enough time or what have you. Well, you hadn't cut them loose to see if they can go out and do it themselves yet. You understand? Being in the ego, thinking that you're not. But that's ego. Think that you got to impress your expectation because you put in all that work to receive this thing that you expect. You don't got to even worry about it. God says he'll give you what you're supposed to have. That's the part we just, for some reason, can't ingest. We just can't ingest it. We got to do this or do that and have specific expectations of what we think is supposed to be the reward of it. And God said, no, I'm going to make it better than you can imagine if you can just keep positive. Do you think okay, all the shit that's happening to Jacob, or Job, I'm sorry, all shit was happening to Job, all that stuff was happening to him. Repeatedly, he kept saying, this is a test. This is just a test. And everybody doubted him. But he didn't. He kept having faith. And God rewarded him more than he ever had before he started. Just because of his faith. And not giving up. Not stopping. Because, I mean, hell, he was even told to kill himself. Well, you might as well kill yourself. There ain't no hope for you. He was like, what are you talking about? I have a faithful God. He was still saying that, you know, and having these sores all over him and can't understand, can't see straight because of all the chaos. And he's like, oh, my God told me I'm good. I'll be all right. Just keep going to the next day. Just keep waking up. You never do know. I mean, right now, I drive to the street. I can drive to the street, buy a lottery ticket, and be a billionaire just like that. It don't have nothing to do with me, as God said I could. You understand? You never know what's going to change. Don't give up. Don't give up hope. All right, y'all. If it rings a bell, hit that bell notification, hit that like, all that good stuff. Y'all want to donate, I very much appreciate your donations. I'm depending on God, and y'all are his helpers, because I'm depending on it right now a little bit. I got to get this car running and running right. Okay, so I got to do that. But I appreciate everything, all y'all support and the good vibes and prayers. Those help me so much. I'm really grateful for them. Like, I can feel that y'all are going on this journey with me too. We're all in it together, all of us, everybody. Just always try to be tactful and understand that other people have things in their minds that go on in their heads that they're dealing with too. Be open to all of it, to something new. Okay? All right, we'll take that as it resonates. What is it?
There's some corned beef brisket in there. Get hungry.
Okay, I'm about to finish this. All right, y'all. Like, love everybody. I'll see you on the flip side. Stay golden.